Always remember to do your own research, as some of the tools that I'm about to show in this series are very new. Hey, welcome back to the series where we are building the NFT card generating tool from start to finish. So far, we've done quite a lot, as you can see, and in the previous episode, we basically created the metadata resolver for the NFT tokens. In this video, we're going to look at creating new Ethereum wallets for each of these NFTs to prepare for transferring them in later videos. So this is going to be an exciting video. Let's jump right into it. Very excited for this video, as the concepts that you're going to learn, you can take into other projects as well. Also, if you're very new, you don't know what's happening, there's a full playlist of me creating this project from start to finish. We are now midway through the process, so please follow along from the start if you feel like taking on this challenge. Anyway, we are now going to create the wallets. In the previous video, we created the metadata resolver. This meant that we could get the metadata back, such as the image and the description, if you look here in the console, of a token. Now we're going to, for each one of these tokens that we have here in the list, create an Ethereum wallet. This is so that we can, on a later stage, transfer each one of these NFTs into that respective wallet. So yeah, this is very exciting. We're going to now put this task into progress. This is the actually creating that service. And then also we need to put this into progress as well, because we are going to map the generated wallets to the NFTs in memory. We're basically going to have it stored in a variable between the process. We do not want to store this in a long-term way, because we are going to have sensitive data such as the private keys and the seed phrases inside of the memory as we go into the next step. As always, let's take a look at our flow. So if we look at the flow diagram, we can see that we need to go and fetch the IDs. We already have done that. Then we get the metadata, which we also have done. And now we need to generate Ethereum wallets. And also we need to make sure that these wallets were generated before we can continue, right? And also, again, here in our architecture, we can see that we could use ethers.js for this here, which we will. And then we're just going to have to create, again, our interface, which is going to be agnostic, and then a specific implementation, which would be Ethereum wallet generator. So in the code, let's go ahead and start by creating our interface. So for now, I'm just going to clear the terminal and close down these files so that we have minimal things to worry about. So inside of our interfaces, let's create a new file, and we're going to create iWalletGenerator.ts. So this is going to be our generic interface. In here, we need to define a few things, such as what does a wallet look like? And then also, what is the NFT with a wallet going to look like as well? So we can start by saying, let's export iWallet. And what will a wallet have? Well, we'll have the public key. This would be of type string. Then we'll also have a private key. This will also be of type string. And lastly, we need the mnemonic phrase. Now, this will be the key phrase that you can import on wallets such as MetaMask and such, right? So you can either use your private key or mnemonic phrase. I just want to have this information because when we generate the card on a later stage, this is going to be the sensitive data that we need to kind of fold back on that physical card for a user to use. Next, we can go ahead and export a new interface. So this interface is going to be the I and then NFT with wallet. So INFT with wallet. What will we have here? Well, we'll have the NFT data, which will be of type INFT data. This is the data that we created, or the interface we created in the previous video. And just to show you how that looks like, it looks like this. It has a token ID and some metadata attached to that, which is this. So yeah, we're going to have that. And then, of course, we're going to have our wallet. And this wallet is going to be of type iWallet, which is here at the top. Now that we have a few base interfaces defined, let's export the actual core functionality that we want, right? So we want some sort of core function which is going to implement iWallet generator, like so. And then we need a few functions. Now, the end function that we need is to generate all the wallets for all the NFTs that we're going to pass to it. But let's create two functions because let's say we want to call this function separately as well. So generate wallet. This will be, or this will actually be a function that will return to us an iWallet, right? And then we need generate wallets for NFT. Long function name, but that is fine. At the end of it all, we're going to expect the INFT with wallet and maybe array, like so. And then into it, we're going to pass NFT data. The NFT data would just be INFT data array. Okay, we're going to pass in an array, and then we're going to get back INFT with wallet array. Okay, so we're going to get an array of this. Perfect. So for the actual implementation now, we're going to do this in the core folder. This is because this is not a service, but just some core functionality. So inside of core, we're going to create a new file, Ethereum wallet generator.ts. And inside of here, we can create a new class, which we're going to export. And this will be the Ethereum wallet generator class. This is going to implement the wallet generator interface that we just created. Okay, so now we can see that again, it's highlighted in red. So we can just say implement this interface by right clicking, or we can just type this out. Now we've got these two functions, but we still need to do the implementation. So let's go ahead and start by implementing the generate wallet. Like the other functions, we're going to do a try catch block. And here I'm simply going to just try and do some code. And then we're going to catch an error if we fail to generate this wallet. Also, we're going to import our utils app error that we created as well. Now, iWallet is red because this function is not exporting the actual wallet yet, right? So now we need to depend on ethers.js to create a wallet. So in the try block, we can create a new variable, and let's say this is going to be our wallet. We're going to depend on ethers, so now it imports that at the top. We're going to say ethers.wallet.create random. So ethers makes it easy for us to create a random wallet. But we do need to do some checks. So I'm going to add an if statement and check if the wallet that we just created .mnemonic. So if it's not there, then we need to throw a new app error. So this error would say that we failed to generate the mnemonic, which means we need to throw and we need to actually stop the process. After this, if it passes and we do have a wallet, we can actually go ahead and return. We can do some extra checks as well, but at this point, when you have the mnemonic, you probably have the rest of the details too, but feel free to add that as well. Now we're just going to start filling in our fields. So we're going to have our public key would be the address of the wallet. The private key would be the wallet.private key. And the mnemonic would be the wallet.mnemonic.phrase. Okay, cool. So now we are done with our generate wallet function. This should return to us this, which prepares us for our next step, so we can use the generate wallet when we loop over our NFT data. Again, we'll follow the same steps. So let's get rid of this throw and let's add our try catch. And if we catch an error here, we're just going to say failed to generate valid wallets for NFTs. And then we're going to see that error as well. So inside this function, what we want to achieve is to take the NFT data over here and then kind of map over it and manipulate the data by adding and creating a new wallet, right? And then eventually return the INFTs with wallet. So we can create a new constant and call it NFTs with wallets. And This we're going to equal to what we get back from the NFT data.map. So we're going to map over this. We're just going to say this will be our data. Let's open up this function. And now here we're going to start. So the first thing is we're going to create a new wallet inside of here by using our function here at the top. So we're going to say generate wallet. So here we can do this dot generate wallet, and this will create for us a new random wallet. Now, instead of this, we could have just gone ahead and create one directly from ethers. But the reason why I'm doing this is so that we can easily replace what this functionality does. Also, we can use it from our class externally somewhere else. So we can do it either way. So now that we have this wallet, what we can do is we can add those extra checks maybe. Now this is just because maybe you use a different service here that does not check it, just to be safe, especially with this stuff here at this point. We really want to make sure that we do have everything we need. So we're going to say if there is no wallet, let's do wallet.private key, or if we do not get back that wallet.mnemonic, right? If any of these fail to come back, then we're just going to throw. Now, like I say, we do need to double check here to make sure, because the stuff we work with, and just to reiterate, is extremely security sensitive. We're working with mnemonic phrases and private keys of wallets that can potentially contain, currencies and stuff. So please do your own due diligence and always check the work before you do anything like this for production. So we always need to double check. But now that we are happy, we have done our checks, we can go ahead and return. And what we're going to return is the new state of this array, which would be NFT data. And this will simply be the data of this iteration that we're looping over. And then we can simply add the wallet. And now we're done. So now we've got this as our new state, right? And here at the bottom, just to make sure that we do pass it on to the next process, we can just return the NFTs with wallets. Lastly, just to give us some feedback again, here right at the top of the try block, I'm just going to say generating wallet for NFT data, and we're going to pass the length. Now, I'm not going to log any of the information here yet, but in our run.ts, so if we go over here, we're going to create a new wallet generator just now. We are going to log it out just for us to see here, just to see that it works. But when this thing is running in kind of like a production environment, we do not need to log this out. In fact, we should not log it out because it will have all the sensitive information. Okay, cool. So now here at the top in our main function, we can create a new variable. This will be our wallet generator, and this will be a new Ethereum, not scanner, Ethereum wallet generator. And this won't take any constructor variables. So now here we can create another variable. This one would be the NFTs with wallets. This we're just going to say is going to be equal to our wallet generator.generate wallets for NFTs. And now we get to pass in the previous steps data, this over here. And this should give us back all the NFTs with their wallets. So I'm going to move down this console log. In fact, we can cut that out right now and just paste it here and log out the NFTs with wallets. Now, like I said, I'm going to remove this log after we run the program, but we are basically done. So all that's left to do for us now is to run it and see if we get some NFTs with wallets. In the terminal, I'm going to call TS node and then our run.ts. So we can see we're scanning the OG wallet. We're basically getting back all the NFTs that we are going to create wallets for and stuff. And now you can actually see we get the NFT data, the metadata, and a wallet with a mnemonic phrase. So please never use these values. These are just for demo purposes right now. Every time you generate it, it's going to be new and fresh. So this is okay for me to show. But we can prove that this now works and we are very happy. So now we can go back to our tasks and put these to done, and the video is now complete. So I hope you learned something today. Very exciting. I cannot wait for the next video where we will basically be looking at a different step. We might not be looking at the NFT transfer yet. Instead, we're going to look at maybe generating the NFT cards and looking at the UI design. This is because I want to generate the cards before we transfer. I want to make sure that we have the print ready cards there before we do the final step of transferring. But till then, leave a comment below if you enjoyed the video. A thumbs up is always appreciated, and a sub if you want to see more of this content. Always have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now.